Animal tissues. Epithelial tissues. What is epithelial tissue? The covering or protective tissue in animals is called epithelial tissue. Do you know which organs are protected by epithelium? Almost all organs and their inner cavities are covered by epithelial tissue. Both the outer and inner surfaces of organs, such as the stomach and blood vessels, are lined with epithelial tissue. Cavities such as the mouth and nasal passages are also lined with epithelial tissue. The alveoli in the lungs and the renal tubules in the kidneys are composed of epithelial tissue. Not only are the internal parts of our body covered by epithelial tissue, but our body's external surface, which is the skin, is also made up of epithelial tissue. Therefore, the skin is also a type of epithelium. Features of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is made up of a continuous layer of cells. These cells are tightly packed with almost no gaps between them. There is a very little material holding the cells together. Below the epithelial tissue, there is a thin layer called the basement membrane, which separates it from the underlying tissues. Let's see the importance of epithelial tissue. Anything from the outside environment that needs to enter our bloodstream or anything that needs to leave our blood must pass through epithelial tissue at least once. In the alveoli of the lungs, gas exchange takes place, allowing essential gases to move between the air and the blood. Oxygen from the air we breathe moves into the blood, while carbon dioxide in the blood moves into the alveoli to be exhaled. To do this, oxygen and carbon dioxide must cross the walls of both the alveoli and the blood vessels. These walls are made of a single layer of epithelial cells. This shows that epithelial tissue plays a crucial role in the exchange of materials between the body and the external environment. So, these are some key features of epithelial tissue. Now, let us see the types of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue comes in different types based on their structure and function. One type is simple squamous epithelial tissue. Let's see the features of simple squamous epithelial tissue. This tissue is composed of a single layer of extremely thin and flat cells. It forms a delicate lining for many internal organs of our body. It lines the blood vessels, esophagus and mouth. While organs like the stomach and kidneys are mainly composed of muscles, their internal cavities are lined by simple epithelial tissue. Some parts of our body are entirely made up of simple squamous epithelial tissue. Blood capillaries and alveoli in the lungs are key examples of areas that contain this type of tissue. The main reason these parts have simple squamous epithelial tissue is that they need to facilitate the exchange of materials between the body's internal and external environments. This type of tissue is extremely thin, allowing easy movement of substances across it. In the lungs, the alveoli are small air sacs where gases exchange takes place. Oxygen from the air we breathe in must pass through the thin walls of the alveoli and the walls of the blood capillaries to enter the bloodstream. The simple, flat structure of simple squamous epithelium makes it ideal for this purpose because it allows oxygen to easily cross into the blood. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the blood must pass through these thin walls to enter the alveoli, where it is then exhaled from the body. So this effective exchange is possible because of the thinness of the simple squamous epithelial tissue. Stratified squamous epithelium. The skin is also made up of squamous epithelial tissue, but it is different from the simple type found in alveoli and capillaries. The skin is composed of stratified squamous epithelium. Stratified means that the tissue has multiple layers of cells. Why the skin has epithelium in many layers? The multiple layers in stratified squamous epithelial tissue provide better protection. This is important for the skin as it is exposed to constant wear and tear, making it necessary to have several layers for added durability and protection. Thus, stratified squamous epithelial tissue is ideal for the skin to withstand various external factors like friction, sunlight, and physical damage. Squamous epithelial tissue is divided into two types: simple squamous epithelial tissue, stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Simple squamous epithelial tissue is found in lining of mouth, lining of esophagus, alveoli, and blood capillaries. Stratified squamous epithelial tissue is found in skin. Cuboidal and columnar epithelial tissue. Cuboidal epithelial tissue, structure and location. The cuboidal epithelium is made up of cells shaped like cubes. It is found lining the kidney tubules as well as ducts of the pancreas and salivary glands. Functions of cuboidal epithelium. Mechanical strength. The cuboidal epithelium provides structural strength to the organs where it is found. Secretion. Cuboidal epithelium is also responsible for secreting different substances. Sometimes the cuboidal cells specialize into gland cells that release substances like enzymes or hormones. In some cases, cuboidal epithelial tissue folds inwards to form a multicellular gland, also known as glandular epithelium. Absorption. The cuboidal epithelium in the kidney tubules and lining of the intestine helps in absorbing materials. Next, columnar epithelial tissue. The columnar epithelium consists of cells that are tall and pillar-like in shape. The cells resemble columns, hence the name columnar came. Location of columnar epithelium. It is found lining the stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. Let us see the functions of columnar epithelium. Absorption and secretion. The main function of the columnar epithelial tissue is to absorb nutrients and secrete various substances. In the inner lining of the stomach, columnar epithelial cells secrete acid, digestive enzymes, and mucus. Next, movement of materials. In some locations, the columnar epithelial cells have tiny hair-like structures called cilia on their surface. This specialized columnar tissue is called ciliated columnar epithelial tissue. It is found in the lungs where the cilia help move mucus and trapped particles upward, keeping the airways clear. This movement is important to prevent any blockages or infections in the respiratory tract. Now let us learn about connective tissues. What is connective tissue? Connective tissue is a type of tissue that connects different tissues and provides structure to organs and other tissues in the body. It plays a major role in supporting and binding different parts of the body. Blood, bones, and cartilage are all examples of connective tissue. Each type has unique functions that help maintain the structure and function of the body. Blood is a fluid connective tissue that helps connect different parts of the body. Bone is a rigid connective tissue that gives shape and support to the body. Common features of connective tissue. The cells in connective tissues are loosely spaced, meaning they are spread apart with significant spaces between them. These cells are embedded in an intercellular matrix which can vary in consistency. The matrix of the connective tissue can be different depending on the type of tissue. Blood has a matrix that is fluid. Bone has a hard matrix composed of calcium and phosphorus compounds. Types of connective tissue. Blood. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Blood has different types of cells: red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. These cells are suspended in a fluid matrix called plasma. The plasma contains proteins, salts, and hormones. Blood transports nutrients, gases, hormones, and waste materials between different parts of the body. Next, bone. Bone is a strong and non-flexible connective tissue. The cells of the bone are called osteocytes. The cells are embedded in a hard matrix that contains calcium and phosphorus compounds. Let's see the functions of bone. It forms the supportive framework of the body. Bone holds muscles tightly and helps in movement. Bones protects sensitive internal organs by forming hard protective cases. Example, the rib cage that protects the heart and lungs. Now let us see the differences between blood and bone. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. It connects different parts of the body and it contains RBC, WBC and platelets. The matrix of the blood is in a fluid state and called as plasma. It is made up of water, proteins, salts and hormones. Whereas the bone, it is a strong and non-flexible connective tissue. It provides shape and support to the body and it contains cells called osteocytes, and its matrix is hard, composed of calcium and phosphorus compounds. Now let us see the other types of connective tissues. Connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, cartilage, areolar tissue and adipose tissue are the other examples of connective tissues. Ligaments. A ligament is a type of connective tissue that connects two bones together. Ligaments are very elastic and have significant strength. They contain very little matrix. Ligaments are found in joints connecting different bones to provide stability. Tendons. A tendon is a type of connective tissue that connects muscle to bone. The matrix of tendons has many fibers, providing great strength and limited flexibility. Tendons enable muscles to move bones by transmitting the force generated during muscle contraction. Next, cartilage. Cartilage is a soft, flexible connective tissue found in various parts of the body. The cells of cartilage are widely spaced and the matrix is composed of proteins and sugars. Cartilage provides smooth surfaces for joints to prevent friction. Cartilage is found at the tips of the nose, ear flaps, trachea, and larynx. It smoothens joint surfaces to make movements easier. Areolar tissue. Areolar tissue is found between the skin and muscles. It wraps around the blood vessels and nerves, and it is present in bone marrow. It fills spaces inside organs, providing support and cushioning. It also plays a role in the repair of tissues. Adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is found below the skin and between internal organs. It contains cells called adipocytes, which are filled with fat globules. The main function is to store fats, which serve as an energy reserve. It also acts as an insulator, helping to regulate body temperature by preventing heat loss. Next, muscular tissues. Muscular tissue is a type of tissue that is responsible for movement, shape, and support in different parts of the body. Features of muscular tissue. They have elongated cells. The cells of muscular tissue are elongated, meaning they are long in shape. These cells are also known as muscle fibers. Muscle cells contain special proteins called contractile proteins. These proteins allow the muscles to contract and relax, which is how they produce movement. Let's see the functions of muscular tissue. Muscular tissue is responsible for movement in different parts of our body. They give shape and support. Muscles also help in maintaining the shape of the body and provide support to the skeletal structure. Now let us see the types of muscles. Muscular tissue is classified into 3 types based on their function and control. They are voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles, and cardiac muscles. Let us see voluntary muscles. Voluntary muscles are muscles that are under the control of our conscious will. This means we can choose when to contract or relax them. Example, muscles in our hands and legs are voluntary muscles. Voluntary muscles are also known as skeletal muscles or striated muscles. Why are they called skeletal muscles? They are called skeletal muscles because most of these muscles are attached to the skeleton. They help in body movement by moving different parts of the skeleton. Features of voluntary muscles. Striations. When voluntary muscle fibers are stained and observed under a microscope, they show striations. Striations refer to dark and light bands seen along the muscle fibers, giving them a striped appearance. Because of this, they are also called striated muscles. Let's see the structure of cells. The cells of voluntary muscles are long and cylindrical. These cells do not branch, means they have a straight, rod-like appearance. Each muscle cell is multinucleated, which means they contain many nuclei. Next, involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles are muscles that are not under our conscious control. This means we cannot control these muscles at our will. Their movement is automatic. What are the features of involuntary muscles? Features of involuntary muscles. The cells of involuntary muscles are long with pointed ends, giving them a spindle shape. These cells are uninucleated, meaning each cell contains one nucleus. Unlike voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles do not have dark and light bands. Therefore, they are also called unstriated muscles or smooth muscles. Involuntary muscles are found in various parts of the body, including the alimentary canal, that is digestive tract, blood vessels, the iris of the eye, urinary bladder, the uterus, bronchi of the lungs. Let's see the functions of involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles control movements that happen automatically without conscious effort, such as movement of food through the alimentary canal, that is digestion, contraction and relaxation of blood vessels to regulate blood flow. we learn about cardiac muscle or heart muscle. The cardiac muscle, also known as the heart muscle, is a specialized type of involuntary muscle. Let us see the structure of cardiac muscle cells. Cardiac muscle cells are cylindrical and branched. Each cardiac muscle cell is uninucleated, means it contains one nucleus. Cardiac muscles have striations, which are similar to voluntary muscles. But in function, they are involuntary, means they cannot be controlled consciously. Cardiac muscles are found only in the heart. The cardiac muscle produces the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart, allowing it to pump blood effectively throughout the body. Next, nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is essential for transmitting signals throughout the body, allowing coordination and response to stimuli. Nervous tissue is found in organs such as the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. The cells that make up nervous tissue are called neurons or nerve cells. Let's see the parts of a nerve cell. Cell body. The cell body of a neuron contains nucleus. Dendrites. Dendrites are short processes that extend from the cell body. They receive signals from other neurons. Axon. The axon is a long hair-like projection that extends from the cell body and transmits signals away from the neuron. Difference between nerve and nerve cell. A nerve is a bundle of neurons. Multiple nerve fibers are bound together by connective tissue to form a nerve. Function. Nerves in the form of electric impulses, also known as nerve impulses. Sense organs to brain or spinal cord. They also carry impulses from the brain or spinal cord to muscles, enabling actions. Nervous tissue allows animals to respond quickly to external stimuli, coordinating their actions for survival and interaction with the environment.